When I was a kid and I listened to music, then music was so magic.
Since I was a kid, I've grown up with music. I mean, if I really think, I've had those little moments of, like, those beaming moments.
I loved listening to music, but when I did my piano homework, there was a lot of times where I liked the wrong playing I did.
When I started to, take my piano lessons, I wanted to change a little bit. Maybe if I do this, that sounds good.
So I started invented melodies around that misplaying that I did when I tried to do the homework.
My brother taught me my first chords on the guitar. I mean, that is a moment, isn't it? To know 3 chords and the feeling of I can actually make a song.
I played bass in a heavy metal band when I was 13 or something. Maybe I didn't really like the music we played, but the two things connected then.
The first recordings I did was like in a classic studio. So for me, the revolution was when I got my computer and I could make music myself. It was amazing. It was so playful, it was so intuitive and so fast. Always when I opened up Reason, I could find a sound instantly and it sounded fresh and exciting. There was nobody else in charge, it was me in charge and I could, So the song is called So Much It Hurts and it's from the album Everybody's Heart Is Broken Now. We co-produced this with Alan Brax. I did all my vocal recordings on Reason. When you start recording and writing, what's important then is that you need a vocal setup that is really inspiring you to do your best and to do something that you think is good. I get this instrumental version, just a stereo file. So here is some choir. I like to stack it up like this. Everyone will tell that that's not the perfect choir.
Bring it back, ooh, I need your love so much it hurts.
I put in some faults in the choir just to make it sound more alive and more like a choir because this is only me singing and it can be quite boring, I sing some things very close and some things not so close and some things I move around. I move around. If you have the feeling and there's some small fault, keep it. Sounds better that way.
Bring your love back to me. Bring your love back to me.
You have a good thing in Reason here. This is one of my favorites. 3 voice backing with DS. It gets the grit into the choir. Here is for me, the magic.
Bring your love back.
So this is with the effects on.
Oh, you bring.
And this is off.
Back. Bring your love back to me. Bring your love back. Bring your love back to me. Bring
And on.
your love back. Bring your love back to me. Bring your love back.
It's just that it puts the grit into things for me, which I like because everything can sound so neat, and I don't like that. So it's for me getting inspired by it, giving me the inspiration of working further with the song.
In the end, it's your ears that must like what you hear. Every detail on the album is like that. We not care about if it's properly done. Making music today is to be a judge of what is valuable and what is not valuable.
There is this editor side of me. When I look back, put on my glasses and go very, very to look sharp into what I've done.
A lot of people can do music today with all the techniques that's around us. And that's a wonderful thing, I think. But the important thing today is to be a good editor.
This is what I think that we have actually found together, me and Gustaf, that we make a good couple here.
That's why we started this band. We realized that we had the same vision of aesthetics.
I mean, we trust each other.
On the recent album now that we did, we said it to each other, every beat of the album must work together.
You should be able to listen over and over and over and over and over again. When you can listen to a riff, a groove, and just for eternity, then it's good.
The drums and the bass, it must be working together. It must be interesting. You just want to hear this minute after minute after minute. If it doesn't, you have a big problem in the basic of the song. We're going to take a look at You Want the Sun. That's one of the singles from the album. And this song started out, we just bought some new hardware preamps actually. The first thing I did when we bought them was to connect a Casio synth. We were really into this group, Mary Jane Girls. It was produced by Rick James. We sampled that from YouTube and we used it as an inspirational track. A year later we put down some new drums. And as you hear, we still wanted to keep that really simple feeling. We instructed our drummer doing it as simple as possible. The bass. Yeah, this is quite interesting because when I wrote the song, we used the electric bass from Reason. Absolutely the one that works absolutely the best for me. And I recorded the bass. I was really picky when it comes to quantize. I didn't want to quantize it. You are so tempted while you're doing it. You think it's right in the pocket. And I remember this one, I did a version with the quantized bass. Something got lost when I quantized. I can't explain it. And I'm surprised sometimes, but how can it sounds so shitty when I play it alone, but it works in the context. The intention was to use the real bass player, but in the end, then we ended up using this only. The reaction now when it's finished, a lot of people come to us and ask who is playing the bass. And I can say, it's me playing the bass. But they don't know that I play on a keyboard. We hate repeating ourselves. That's the worst thing we can imagine.
We can't repeat ourselves.
We never considered us as a hit band. We're not creating hits in that sense. At the same time, we're really happy if people want to listen to it.
It's such an honor to be able to make music, which is your life, and actually have a listener who is touched by it. It's incredible.
If you change one person with your music, either good or bad, then I think it's worth it. But you have to do it on your own conditions. Trust and believe in the things that you create. Keep doing it.
With all these possibilities that we have in the program, you can do almost anything. Drums doesn't have to sound like drums, for example. You can do whatever. Just go with it, just play with it.